Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to this webinar on prioritizing and managing your bills. I am Renee McElroy. I am the founder and CEO of Touchstones Financial Wellness Services, and I will be your presenter for today. This webinar is called Prioritizing and Managing Your Bills. Prioritizing your bills and deciding what to pay first can be overwhelming at times, especially when income is low or when it's sporadic. The standard recommendation is to pay your required monthly bills to avoid potential penalties such as late fees, losing possession of things you bought on credit, and even being evicted from your residence. Therefore, first priority should be given to the following: your rent, food, utilities, car payment, and internet if you are teleworking or you have children who are homeschooling at this time. Also, if you have any legal obligations, such as insurance payments or child support, you should also put a priority to these as well. Potentially, child care should also become a priority payment, especially if you are working outside of the home. In addition, you should set aside the money you'll need for your weekly and day-to-day expenses, such as groceries and medical expenses, as well as putting money aside for unexpected financial expenses for things such as car repair or any unforeseen health crisis. Now, using the SMART method tools for prioritizing your expenses can help you manage your bills during this time when your income is fluctuating or is decreased. So let's take a look at what SMART means. So utilizing SMART, when utilizing the SMART method, you want to stop or postpone what you are spending. So this means to decrease or eliminate spending on expenses to help you pay for priority payments in your budget. Now, also, when using the SMART method, you want to monitor your spending. Now, this means to keep track of your spending throughout the month. This can be done by using a spending tracker, worksheet, or a tracking app on your phone. Now, you can create a list of any money coming in and every dollar that is going out. This can also help you create a spending plan. Now, the SMART method can also help you look at your spending and help you prioritize your expenses. The A means allow. Now, this can help you review what and how you will spend your money, what you can spend your money on, and prioritizing your bills. This method can help you look at ways to reduce your expenses as well, and it help you to encourage you to um, uh, talk to and discuss your financial situation with friends or even a professional counselor to help you assist in ways to reduce and looking at how to um, capture your financial information. These tools are available through our website as well as on the website of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Now, no matter your situation, it can be helpful to separate your needs, your obligations, and your wants. This can help you set priorities and help you understand more clearly where you can make changes if you decide your spending isn't matching your priorities. So let's look at your needs, your wants, and your obligations. So first of all, needs. Now, needs are things that you must have to live. So they can include your shelter, your utilities, your food, your medication, your clothing, and transportation. Now, even with needs, you often have to decide what you can afford, what you can maintain, and what you want to pay for. This can often be a challenge. Now, also, let's look at wants. Now, wants are the things that you can survive without, and these are personal to each person. For example, while you may have a reliable car to get to work, this is definitely a need. A new car with expensive features is both is is both a need as well as a want. Now, when we're separating needs and obligations and wants, this can empower you to set your priorities. Um, a prioritizing your bills worksheet can help you organize your bills, and we'll review this form later in the presentation. Now, make sure while you're doing your prioritization, be sure to include automated payments and non-regular expenses in your budget. And these may be things such as your insurance payments. Now, when if you're having problems with making your payments, make sure that you take time to contact your lenders, your loan servicers, and other creditors. If you are unable to make your payments on time, check their websites to see if they have information that can help you. Now, if you can't make your payment now or you need more time, or you want to discuss any payment options, contact them and let them know about your situation. Being behind on your payments can have a lasting impact on your credit, okay? Credit card companies and lenders may be able to offer you a number of options to help you. Um, this can include waiving certain fees like an ATM, overdrafts, and late fees, as well as allowing you to delay, adjust, or even skip some payments. Now, make sure when you're contacting your lender, be prepared to explain your current situation, okay, your employment situation, any financial situation that you may be having. Um, Also, be ready to explain to them how much you can afford to pay, when you're likely to be able to restart any of your regular payments, and also be prepared to discuss with them your current income, your expenses, and any assets that you may have. Now, as I mentioned, there are forms that can help you to organize your information. One of those forms is the prioritizing bill form. And like I said, this form is available both to download on our website, or you can go directly to the Consumer Protection Bureau on their website. The form is available on their website as well. Now, this prioritizing bill worksheet can assist you with the prioritization process when determining what bills to pay during the month when income is low, or for those people who have sporadic income, such as if you're only paid maybe once a month, in that way. Now, as you can see, the form breaks down the payments into categories such as things for a job, insurance, housing needs, and obligations you need to pay. It also allows you to examine what, if any, are your responsibilities in these areas, and what would be the consequences if you did not pay these debts. Now, remember that paying bills late can seriously damage your future ability to borrow money. And if you begin to earn more, you can also increase the amount you save as much as you can. So, in addition to using this form, you can also use a spending tracker as well as a bill calendar during this time that will allow you to keep track of your income, expenses, and ensure that your bills are paid on time. And both of those forms are also available on our website to download that will help you keep track of your spending as well as keeping track of when your bills are due. So as I said, the other form that you can use is the spending tracker. Now, this spending tracker helps you keep track of your expenses and how you're spending during the month. This tracker allows you to um, keep track of your spending. And as we know, tracking your spending is a lot of work, and it does take commitment, but it is important work. It helps people actually be able to find money to save for emergencies, unexpected expenses, and um, the goal is by tracking their spending um, and by keeping track of the money coming in and going out, it also helps you to be able to keep your budget balanced. Now, this this spending tracking worksheet, you can use either this form. Now, a lot of people, they're not good at, you know, pencil and paper. A lot of people like the budget tracking app. So they like to keep track of their spending via an app that you can use on your phone. So you can do that if you feel more comfortable with that type of process. You can do it on your phone. But this form is available through our office for download, or through the Financial Protection Bureau on their website. So figuring out which bills to expect throughout the month helps you to plan and to have enough money for other financial resources on hand to pay them. Um, and you can do this on a weekly basis, so you kind of know what money you have going forward. And like I said, you can also use a bill calendar to kind of um, list your bills that you have due during the month, so you can also keep track of what you have that you need to pay during the month. And this too helps you to keep track of your bill due dates, and help to reduce the stress, um, so that you know that you're not paying your bills late, and you know what payments are coming up. So now what about reducing the expenses that you have during the month, so you kind of know, okay, let's have let's have some additional money during the month. Let's think about what can we cut during the month so that we have that additional money to pay. So there are a lot of strategies that you can use to reduce those non-essential expenses, things that, aren't like required to pay during the month. So you can consider maybe meal planning or switching to generic um, things that you buy to reduce that food budget. There may be some subscription services that you aren't using that you can maybe cancel or even suspend, like newspaper, magazines, or fitness clubs that you haven't been visiting. Especially now during COVID, a lot of people stopped going to the fitness clubs. Um, there are some other things that you may consider maybe cutting or reducing. You may look at cutting down on your cable services. Contact your cable provider and see if you can get some reduced fees for your cable. Call your phone servicer and see if maybe you can drop some of the services for your phone, things like that. So those are some things that you can reduce too. There make sure that you are checking your bank to see if you can get some deals from there. Just look at those. Those are some general things that you can look at in terms of trying to cut down on some of your spending. If you check our website, there is an excellent worksheet there on cutting your expenses that gives you some great ideas for cutting your expenses. It's a cutting your expense worksheet that you can check out, and that gives you a nice list of expenses. You can also try to reduce your budget to about 10%, and that's just looking at you know cutting down on your driving, and looking at that in terms of maybe reducing your gas expense and those type of things that you can look at as well. Just to look at that. And as I was saying, you can check our website for some tools that will help you to do that. Now, in terms of planning for and paying your bills, um, there are some things that you can do. Many people have reoccurring obligations like their rent, their utilities, their car payments. Like I said, if you have child support payments and insurance payments, most of these are fixed obligations and they have fixed due dates. And if you are late even by a few days, you will likely have to pay an extra fee and risk a negative entry on your credit history. So you want to make sure that you are using that bill calendar to note those due dates on there so that you do not incur any consequences for those. So those are things that you want to make sure that you are getting those payments in on time and noting those dates. Now, there are ways that you are setting up your bill payments on those and keeping track of your bill payment dates. And if you have a smartphone, you can set up text messages or emails and sending you reminders for those and setting up an app. There are several ways that you can set up payments for those. Of course, there's always cash payments, but of course, most payers don't generally take cash payments. So you also have money orders, you have checks, you have your credit and debit cards for those. You do have automatic deductions, and most payers do request automatic deductions. However, if you have an income deduction or you have sporadic income, it is recommended that you do suspend your automatic payment option at this time so that you don't incur any late fees, just in case, if those automatic payments hit your checking account and or even your credit card, and you don't have the income in there to pay that because your checks aren't hitting your account, on a regular basis, you may not have the income in your account to cover your payments. You may want to suspend the auto deduction right now, and pay, do the one-time payments um, option. Um, and you can always put it back on, but suspending that at this time will alleviate some of those late payments, late fees and things like that. So think about that, because you can always do an online payment, but you can choose the one-time payment option for the time. So think about doing that right now if you're one of those people who have the you're getting paid monthly, or you have sporadic income at this time. So that may be an option for you to do that. um, and like I said, unexpected expenses, managing unexpected and periodic expenses can strain your budget and cause stress. And I know a lot of people may be getting that, especially with school starting right now. School starts, you got those school starts, and so you get unexpected fees for children, during the fall. So you get, you have your kids school fees and uniforms. So when you do have that with periodic expenses, um, you want to make sure. That's why I said put some money away for savings, even if it's only, even if you can only put $10 a month away. That money is going into your emergency fund, and that emergency fund is what you have that covers these unexpected expenses that come in, or those periodic expenses that come in, such as insurance payments, school fees, um, income tax payments that you don't expect, um, and even a holiday. When holidays come up, you do have that money put away. So even if it's only 10, $15, even $25 a month that you put away in that emergency fund, that covers the um, unexpected expenses that will come in that you don't expect. Now, I know this was a lot. However, if you are overwhelmed or unsure of how to get started, um, you do not think you're on the right track, but you want a second opinion, you can always contact us to schedule a free one-on-one financial counseling session. Um, it can be over the phone or virtually, and you can do that by um, contacting us at um, Touchstones Financial Wellness at gmail.com, or by calling 410-707-1378, and we will sit down with you and help you to prioritize your your um your financial wellness session. And we want to thank you for joining us today for this webinar, and have a good day. Thank you so much.